In today's video, we're going to discuss neck pain or a pinch in the neck that could cause a referred pain to the shoulder. Oftentimes, this will look just like a regular orthopedic shoulder problem. It's very hard to tell between shoulder and neck sometimes. So in this video at home, we're going to give you 3 simple tests that you can do so that you could maybe get a better idea if your shoulder pain is coming from your neck or your shoulder. Also in the video, we're going to give you a nice easy exercise if your neck is referring pain to the shoulder that can sometimes give you some relief really fast. Let's get into the video and take a look at some of the tests. Well, welcome back to another episode of Physio Tips with Mauro. I'm your host, Mauro Burnett. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm a board-certified orthopedic specialist in physical therapy and the owner of Australian Physiotherapy Specialists Physical Therapy Center here located in Jacksonville, Florida in the USA. For today's video, we're going to talk about shoulder pain and neck pain and how they can look very similar. In your neck, you have 7 vertebrae. And C5, C6 is an area that when it becomes sore, it refers pain to the shoulder, maybe to the biceps, maybe to the outer arm. If the neck is really sore, you might even notice tingling or numbness that travels down the arm, sometimes even past the elbow into the hand. That would be a very obvious sign and symptom of a pinched neck, pinched nerve in the neck, or a pinched joint. Oftentimes, the pain in the shoulder might present a little more ambiguous. It just is achy on the outside of the arm, and it's hard to discern, did I do something? Did I sleep on my shoulder wrong? Why is my shoulder aching? I haven't really done anything to aggravate it. If that sounds like you, then this definitely may warrant a little bit of an investigation between the neck and the shoulder. Also, I just want to mention, if you're getting value from this video, don't forget to hit that like button below. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and comment. We always want to hear your comments, and we try to always respond to those comments as fast as we can. All right, let's get back to the video. All right, for our first test and discerning between shoulder and neck origin of pain, we're going to start with a simple range of motion assessment. First thing we want to do is establish a baseline for your shoulder pain. So if it's your left shoulder that's a problem, start by lifting your shoulder straight up in front. We call this in physical therapy flexion of the shoulder. Look to see if you have pain and pay attention to where you have pain within the range. Next, we're going to look at abduction, lifting the arm to the side. Okay, same thing, look to see if this creates your pain and where in the range does it create your pain. Now we're going to look at external rotation. You bring your arms up and you look to see, is that painful or is that okay? Also, we're going to look at internal rotation behind the back. Does that produce pain or is that different than the other side? One important thing that we want to look at is side-to-side differences. If the pain's on the left side, we're going to compare that to your good side. Sometimes your good side is our best litmus test to see what's normal and what's not normal. If you've tested this out and you notice you have pain, let's say your pain is worse with lifting straight up in front, maybe 90 degrees. Now what we're going to do is a range of motion assessment for your neck or your cervical spine. To start with, we have you look to the left as far as you can comfortably, and then we bring you back to the center. Did that reproduce pain that went down into your left shoulder? Did it cause pain into the neck? Did it feel stiff or tight? Now let's look to the right and see if it's different than the right. All the way to the right and then back. Once again, does the right feel different than the left? All of this is important data for us. If you notice, coincidentally, that your pain is worse on the left side and it hurts when you turn to the left, or you're stiffer when turning to the left, that's our first clue that the neck may be involved in some of your shoulder pain. Now that we've done step number 1, let's get into test number 2. For test number 2, we're going to go with the same scenario we had before. We're going to say left shoulder is the problem area, and lifting to 90 degrees seems to be what brings on my pain. Here's a nice little test you can do to vet this out a little bit. Okay, you turn your neck all the way to the left, and then you lift your arm. Oh man, that hurts even worse. And you bring it back down. If you notice that your arm is worse when your head is turned to the left, or if your arm felt better when your head was turned to the left, both of those would give you a clue that the neck is playing a role in that shoulder dysfunction. You could also try with turning your neck to the right and lifting the arm. And you may notice that it could make it better or worse. Either way, if turning your neck right or left makes the pain better or worse in your shoulder, it gives us a good clue that the neck is influencing your shoulder dysfunction. Easy test to do. Give it a try on your shoulder and see what you think. Now let's get into test number 3. Let's get into test number 3. For test number 3, same scenario, we lift the arm 90 degrees and I notice that it's sore. Here's what I could try as an assessment to decide is this neck or shoulder. I'm going to take my middle finger and I'm going to reach around the back of my neck towards the bottom third of the neck, and I'm going to hook the vertebra and gently pull the vertebra this way a little bit, somewhere around that C4 or C5 area. I hook, I pull this way gently, I hold it, and then I lift my arm. If I lift and it's suddenly much better, that is a great diagnostic test that lets me know, hey, that pinch at C4-5 was referring pain down the arm. Now I've got my friend the spine here, and I'm going to give you kind of a good idea of what I was doing because it's kind of hard to see from the back of my neck at this angle. So this is C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. So what I was doing was reaching around and hooking, right? Reaching around and hooking and gently pulling that vertebra while the other arm is lifting at the same time. If you want to try to figure out where's my C4 or 5, you could start maybe at the base where you have the big bump, that's C7, and count up maybe 2 vertebrae, C6 and C5. So I'm reaching from behind my neck, I'm hooking, and I'm pulling it a little bit that way, right? And that is a great little technique that you can do to give you some discernment between neck and shoulder pathology. If you have a torn rotator cuff, holding the back of the neck, I'm hooking it on the left side, by the way. I'm grabbing the left side and I'm pulling it to the right. This should not affect a torn rotator cuff, but if it's a neck pinch, it can definitely make it feel better, and it can make it feel better quick. That brings us to our bonus technique. If you notice that was helpful and it did make your neck feel better, guess what? This turns right into a technique. I use this technique every day with my patients to help them with their shoulder pain. You reach back, find the C5, C6 area, maybe C4, C5. You can play around with it by going up a millimeter or down a millimeter. And if you find the spot that makes it feel better, go as far as you can comfortably without causing pain. Do that 5 or 10 times, and you could progress between 1 and 3 sets of 10. This could be an exercise that you can do a couple times a day. Try it for a few days, see how you respond to it. The right person, the right time can give you a lot of relief, and that relief can come quickly. So there's our 3 tests and a bonus exercise. Well, thanks for watching today's video on shoulder versus neck differentiation assessments. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button below, share it with your friends, and remember, you can always subscribe to our channel, it's free, and receive videos like this in the future on physical therapy related tips. We appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time on Physio Tips with Mauro.